everyone. Welcome to Succeed Learning app. In today's session, we're going to see History Chapter 4, the political developments of 20th century. The First World War. Before 1914, the powerful countries of the Europe like England, Germany, France, Italy, Austro-Hungarian Empire and Russia were at a constant war over the issue of establishing control over the colonies. The industrialization and the invention of new technologies had created more competition among the European countries. The complex treaties that were entered by these countries created a whole lot of complex problems related to geographical boundaries. As a result, every country militarized itself too much. The First World War divided the countries into two groups: a triple entity of England, France and Russia, a triple alliance of Germany, Italy and Austria-Hungary. The First World War took place between 1914 and 1918. The assassination of Archduke Francis Ferdinand, Prince of Austria, was the immediate cause of war. This incident created hostilities with Serbia and Austria. USA joined the group of England and France. With occurrence of revolution in Russia in November of 1917, it entered an agreement with Germany to stop the war and withdraw the war. Germany, which was battered by the attacks of Triple Entity, accepted defeat. The Triple Entity forced Germany to sign Treaty of Versailles, which was an insulting one to Germany in 1990. Empires of Austro-Hungary and Ottoman empires lost their existence. Germany lost most of its geographic area. Many new and small countries emerged in Europe. In order to prevent future occurrence of war, League of Nations came into existence in 1990. The war penalty and other restrictions imposed in Germany impacted the ordinary life of German slaves severely. The German industrialists exploited the unemployment and negative economic growth for their benefits. This aided the growth of dictators like Hitler, who caused the Second World War. Russian Revolution. Russia is biggest of all the nations in the world. It was ruled by Tsars in 19th century. The people were fed up with the administration of Tsars. The rule of Tsars was called as nationalistic jail. When Japan, a small country from Asia, defeated Russia in 1905, made the rule of Tsars more acceptable and a lot of resistance against the Tsars started. Workers called for total boycotts. The farmers and workers took arms and fought against the rulers, but they were suppressed cruelly by the Tsars army. Based on these experiences, Vladimir Lenin guided the farmers and workers on the path of revolution. When the resistance of the workers and farmers became more intense, the Tsars Nicholas ran away from the country. This is called as February 1917 revolution. The power was shared by moderates called as Mensheviks, and they declared Russia as republic. The Bolsheviks. The Party of the Workers created October Revolution in 1917. Lenin joined the Revolutionary Party and declared Russia as the Socialist Republic Union on October 7th. This is called as October Revolution. Lenin became the president of the government. He declared that land belonged to the farmers. He implemented political and economical policies that ensured free health, schooling and residence to all Russians. Lenin was the first to implement Karl Marx's scientific communism in practice. Lenin died in 1924. Joseph Stalin became the president after the death of Lenin and built USSR as fraudulent opponent to USA. The 5-year plans implemented by him changed the course of the USSR growth. USSR launched the first satellite in the history of human civilization. The independent India's 5 plan is borrowed from USSR. After the Second World War, USSR assumed the leadership of communist countries. It expressed support to the independence movements of countries from Asia, Africa and South America. The process of establishing Communist Republic was not totally successful. As a result, the powers opposing the revolution became stronger. Many reformations like Glasnost in 1985 and Perestroika in 1987 were brought in. After these reformations were implemented by Gorbachev, then the president of USSR, the USSR disintegrated and the communism collapsed. Hitler. The situations that emerged after the end of First World War brought Hitler to power in Germany and Mussolini to power in Italy. Hitler became the Chancellor of Germany, and after the death of President Hindenburg, he became the dictator. By the time of Hitler became powerful, communist and socialist had become more powerful. Hitler took the help of Germany industrialists and suppressed the socialist and communist. He declared that Nazi party as the only party of Germany. Hitler utilized Nazism to inculcate these values among the Germans. The Nazism adopted that Germans are the superior race of the world and they are the only to fit the rule of the world. Jews are the reasons for all the problems of Germany. A minister named Goebbels was appointed to spread the theory of Nazism. A cruel army named Brown Shirts was formed for this purpose. They were trained to create violence so that the people became confused and accept their ideology. The mass killings done by Hitler to implement his theory are notorious in the human history. According to one estimate, 6 million Jews were killed and 1 million others were also killed. This mass killing is called as Holocaust. In 1935, Hitler implemented Nuremberg laws. He imprisoned Jews in concentration camps and he pushed people to gas chambers to kill them. Many were shot dead in mass firings. He utilized the entire gun machinery to kill people. Hitler wanted to rule the entire world in order to prove the Aryan race supremacy. This resulted in Second World War. Finally, Hitler's racial hatred ended with his death. Mussolini. The fascist party of the Mussolini grew in Italy as a regressive political party due to various combinations like the impact of First World War and emergency of social movements in Europe. Ultranationalism idea of destroying the other nation forces, patriotic violence, racial superiority, expansion of national boundaries and support of human executions are the features of fascism. Mussolini was the Prime Minister of Italy from 1922 to 1943 and was the founder of National Fascist Party. In 1925, he dismissed the democracy of Italy legally and became the dictator of Italy. He destroyed all the political opponents by using secret policy service. He joined Hitler in causing Second World War and was responsible for the death of thousands of people. He was assassinated in 1945. The Second World War started with the Germany's occupation of Poland on September 1, 1939. The Second World War is the most heinous and devastating war that has ever taken place in the history of human civilization. More than 30 countries directly participate in this war. This war took place between 1939 and 1945. Since the rich countries had spent their money on war, they experienced great economic depression during 1930s. The life standard of people dropped drastically. The growth of industries and agriculture stagned. The problems of unemployment became more. The nationalism grew more in Germany and other European countries due to loss of finance suffered in the First World War. The big industrialists funded more money to nourish ultra-nationalism in Germany and other countries of the Europe. In East Asia, Japan attacked China to expand its territory. During the Second World War, two groups emerged: Axis and Allies. Germany, Italy and Japan were part of Axis. England, France, Russia and other countries were there in the Allies. England declared war against Germany as it was a friendly country to Poland. In the meanwhile, Russia came under the communist rule and countries like England, France were expecting an attack on Russia by Germany. On realizing these intentions, Russia entered a non-war pact with Germany on August 24, 1939. Hence, the Hitler attacked the West instead of the East. Hitler entered an agreement with Italy and attacked Denmark, Norway, Holland and captured most of the Western Europe. In 1941, Hitler turned his attention towards Russia. Japan attacked those people that were the West Pacific Ocean, which belonged to USA and other European countries and captured them. Italy tried to occupy the British colonies in North Africa and Suez Canal but failed. In 1942, Russia defeated Germany forces in Stalingrad in 1943. Germany faced various defects in the Eastern Europe. The Allied forces occupied Italy. USA defeated Japan and regained its lost island in Pacific Ocean. Germany surrounded due to the march of Red Army and Allied forces into Berlin. Hitler committed suicide in 1945. USA dropped the first atomic bomb of the world on Hiroshima and Nagasaki of Japan. This resulted in the death of lakhs of Japanese people. On August 15, 1945, Japan surrendered completely. The Second World War caused utmost misery and death in the human history. It also changed the social, political and economic changes in the world. The winning countries of the Second World War: England, China, USA, USSR and France became the permanent members of the UN Security Council. USSR and USA became powerful rival countries. This led to the Cold War. Colonies of Asia and Africa were able to achieve their independence. England, France and other European countries lost the most of their colonies. Chinese Revolution. China is one of the most ancient countries of the world, which has rich history. China was not completely a colony like India when it fought for its independence. It was a semi-colonial country as some part of it was independent. It was under the rule of France and Japan also. It did not have industries like India. In 1911, under the leadership of Kuomintang Party leader Sun Yat-sen, anti-imperialistic democratic revolution took place. The Communist Party started in China in the year 1925. It supported farmers' movements and workers' movements. After the death of Sun Yat-sen, the Kuomintang Party came into the feet of the oppressed ruler. Chiang Kai-shek joined with the imperialistic forces and started attacking the Communist Party's bases. Around 7,000 revolutionaries were killed in these attacks. In order to protect the Communist Party members, Martin Strong started long march to the northern part of China. During the Second World War, Japan attacked on China. Japan accepted defeat in 1945. When Japan started withdrawing from the regions of China, the Communist Party occupied torn areas. It announced land reforms in all these places. Like this was more area come under the control of communists. Even though some portions were under the control of Chiang Kai-shek, by 1949, most of the cities came under the control of Communist Party. Chiang Kai-shek had to run away the Taiwan. On October 1, 1949, People's Liberation Army entered Peking. Like this People's Republic was established in China. Mao Tse-tung became the president of China. All were provided with free health, education and other facilities. The forward program was planned and implemented. While implementing these policies through the Cultural Revolution, and many mistakes were committed. In order to rectify these mistakes, Deng Xiaoping brought in many reforms in 1979. Now, China has adopted capitalist principles within the framework of communalism and moving ahead as major economic force with the Communist Party leadership. Next, let's see the Cold War. The mistrust, competition and the fear that emerged between the two blocs of the world after the end of Second World War is called Cold War. The Cold War is a war between the capitalist bloc led by USA and the communist bloc led by the USSR. This remained so till the collapse of USSR in 1989. India, Egypt and other countries started non-aligned movement and stayed away from the blocs. USA gained upper hand in this competition. USA tried to enter into arguments to sell its weapons across the world. NATO, North Atlantic Treaty Organization. SCATO, Southeast Asian Treaty Organization, and CENTO, Central East North Treaty Organization, were formed under the leadership of USA. Under the leadership of USSR, Warsaw Organization was formed. The competition for nuclear weapons increased. Apart from this, competition to have military bases in other countries, to establish intelligence networks, to wage space war, to have better technologies increased. The entire world entered into an invisible war, increasing the tensions. Korean War, Vietnam War, the Suez Canal crisis of 1956, the Berlin crisis of 1961, the Cuban Missile Crisis in 1962, and many other crises emerged during the Cold War situation. The Cold War, which continued on equal basis, started leaning in favor of USA after 1985. USSR became victim to economic crisis and many other internal crises. USA has remained as the only powerful country after this and has remained the sole superpower in the world. Emergency of USA as a strong country. The Great Economic Depression that affected USA in 1927 brought in many changes in the politics of USA. USA had held the triple entity with money and soldiers. In 1929, USA experienced stagnation in economic development. As a result, output dropped in automobile and agriculture. There was also a drop in consumer manufacturing, mining, shipbuilding and many other industries. During the Second World War, Japan attacked Pearl Harbor, the military base of USA. The President Roosevelt made people to be ready for war. USA won war. It also had the establishment of UNA during the war and later provided its support to it. USA has emerged as a powerful country after 1945. With the end of Cold War, USA has become only superpower of the world. By this, we come to the end of a chapter. For more information, log into Succeed Learning app.